Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for sticking with us here on the Path to LCS stream as we continue on our coverage of the first round here. It's the Summer Open Qualifiers here for the Proving Grounds. And after round number one, we're going to have a quick little game show for you guys as we get ready for the second round seedings and matchups. Got to get that figured out a little bit. So, Regdor, we are going to really get excited here. I recognize this team for our first little question here. DK Crew originally seeded 32. Are you looking for any teams outside of the top 16 that might make a run for that group stage?
That's so hard to answer. Because I want every team to do great, and then you could be like, oh, who is our underdog? Who are we gonna write about? I really think that like CLG Faith, who is in the top 16, if my memory serves me, it's just like that's the team I really feel great about. Because they did have like the turnaround. Day one went 0-2, next day go 3-0. The aforementioned Super Sunshine Fruit Basket Warriors. But now that I come to think of it, Tempest Gaming is a team that I'm really high on. I think they had a pretty okay showing last time. I've seen them at a few different tournaments. Their bot lane of Mobility and Bello is like the 2v2 that you don't want to mess with. Like they're going to kill you in lane. I don't really think there's anybody at this tournament that I would match them up against and say that they will not come out of the laning phase with an advantage. Watch Mobility have a pre-20-minute pentakill on Kaisa in a tournament. So that's somebody I would love to see make it a bit higher up in the standings and make it into the top 16.
Yeah, for sure. For me, I'm going to go with maybe a curveball. I don't know how high they're on this team. But I'm going to say here for T-Shirt, the old Wildcard Aces squad with a promising young mid laner in Onet. I know you got Blossoms in that bot lane and an experienced coaching staff behind them who've seen success here in some of the previous Proving Grounds qualifiers. So I'm going to keep my eyes on the squad that might just be here for the quote-unquote complimentary T-shirts. We'll have to see how things shake up for them over the next 2 days.
Do we get actual T-shirts?
No, I wish. Soon.
Yeah, just let me know. Just let me know if you see any.
I got you. Absolutely. Let's get into our next question here. All right, Regdor, toss up. Hopefully we don't hurt any feelings here, but who do you think is the most interesting team name this year out of our 32 teams? Which team would you try to get a team shirt of with their name on it?
Big Duck Energy.
Big Duck
12 out
Energy.
of 10. Super Sunshine Fruit Basket Warriors was my favorite and is a mouthful to say. Huge fan. But Big Duck Energy just does it all for me. It's short, it's sweet, it has a really cool acronym. I'll take it. If you're selling T-shirts, let me know what I need to do. I'll take 12.
Can I think I might go with a squad that already has like some real banger merch. TFT, Team Fish Tacos. Come on, you got classic there, but a new squad with an interesting name, T Ambition Sussy. I got my eyes on you guys. All right, I don't think any of that business has gone unnoticed by us here on the desk. Team Ambition Sussy, we got our eyes on you guys.
The year is 2032. There's now 12 TA teams in the top 32.
Against 12 other AOE teams.
It's all TA and AOE. Yeah. Always has been. No.
All right, Regdor, next question up here for us. Which returning team are you most excited to see come back and prove themselves here in the second half of summer?
Am I allowed to just say no org? Is that a thing?
No. Yeah, you can.
I was like, yeah, it feels like the generic answer, but like I as a newer fan of League of Legends, nobody hate me for this. I'm a boomer and I got into League of Legends later in life.
Right.
But hearing all the stories, hearing how wild of a team they are, and what has felt like for a little bit of the 100 Thieves next show in terms of the OQs, sure. And then you hear about this Goliath of a team known as No Org coming back. That hypes me up because I would love to see 100 Thieves next be challenged even more. They have been challenged in the past, but I really want to see just a super strong team come in and say, you're going to have to do something new. We've seen what you can do, but now show me something different. And I think No Org's the sort of team that will do that.
Exactly. For me, looking, I think we kind of both have the mindset here, Regdor, these returning teams, looking at the top 16 seeds of the tournament here in the second half of summer. I mean, how can you not think it's just absolutely stacked in this squad? Like, who's going to come out and move on into the group stage? I really have no idea. But a team that I think has really a lot to prove is Maryville, a squad that's been on the top before, and things have kind of been shaken up, but they've got Iconic back in the jungle to work with Niles. I think 100 Thieves and No Org and everyone at the top can't quite count out Maryville just yet.
Now that is fair. Maryville has been a perennial powerhouse and somebody whose name has to stay on the tip of the tongue. So I'm excited for them as well.
Yeah, and let's get into our next question here. Is the show's going to keep on rolling? I'm having some fun here, Regdor, talking about these squads. I mean, we've got so many fun players and teams to go through here. Looking at the Cincinnati Fear, our second place finisher from the first half of summer. They went from underdogs to finalists. Which team, Regdor, do you think will continue to level up maybe as the weeks go on? We talk a lot here in the Proving Grounds about how these players are growing and how they are really just getting started. And the Fear certainly, I feel like, symbolize that ability to power up and keep on growing as these players just get more experience under their belt.
Am I allowed to say CLG Faith? Is that like, are they considered underdogs? I don't know. I think it depends on who you talk to, but I think that they were a team that came in, right? Being a tier 1 organization, having the CLG brand, but we're still very young, and they have some amazing, laners like Town, for instance, not to draw away from everybody else, but Town did phenomenal. We watched them level up day to day and make it into the next stage and have a strong showing. But I think that it's just the tip of the iceberg. And I think when you talk about only top 8 and then you get into best of 3s, like, I think I could draw the narrative that CLG Faith would be considered underdog in that setting, but is somebody I have blind faith for. I'm in. This is the way. I have faith in CLG Faith, and I think they're the ones that I expect to level up the most over the next 2 days.
CLG Faith, I mean, we saw them just even in the OQ from the last split. 0-2 the first week, 3-0, 0-2 on the first day, 3-0 on the second day. Come out really strong after making some adjustments. I honestly, just going back to our last match that was on stream, Regdor, I think both DK Crew and the Fruit Basket Warriors represent some teams that are still maybe adjusting to their roles. And even Evan, we saw pop off on an Enchantress supported game, which if DK Crew can maybe take that next step in mastering the current meta, they could really make some noises. They make their way through the open qualifier.
No, absolutely. And I think that's the biggest thing right now, is that we're not only watching some teams adjust to each other and continue to go comfort in their roles as a team, but also as a staff and as players trying to figure out what is the style we want to play on patch 12.12. Durability changed a whole lot of things, and at the same time, nothing changed all at once, and we're seeing some really interesting things come out. So not only finding the name of the game in the meta, but finding the name of the game for you in the meta.
Right.
So a lot of level ups left. There's a lot of XP sitting out on the map right now. Bounties might be enabled, and teams are figuring out their way along the road here. So I can't wait.
Right.
Love the phrase level up. Do we get another question? Is there any more? Ooh. Oh. Who has the best logo, Mac?
The best logo.
Can we see all the logos again?
Oh yeah, let's go back.
Yeah, okay.
Team pending. Easy choice.
Killing me.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Put that on a t-shirt. You're telling me people won't buy that t-shirt?
By that same logic, then -3 has a really pog. You know, everybody loves integers. That's not my choice, by the way. I'm not choosing -3. Shout out, love you guys, but that ain't it.
I am choosing team pending. I want that on the record.
Like I want to make this known. I, as an independent caster, endorse team pending's logo.
Exactly.
You know, like, mine's gonna sound super basic, but I just love EG Prodigies. I love EG's logo. It's so simplistic, but it looks so great.
Live evil, baby.
Yeah, live evil, touch grass. Guys, like, maybe that's a shill, but yeah, that's either, it's tied with them or Big Duck Energy. I've already talked about them once, but like, both
it's a swole duck.
Yeah, it's a swole duck. I love me some
That's freaking sick.
It's awesome, man. Get all this on record. All this is going on record. We stand all of you. Even -3. I did not flame you. Just want to make this known.
Right. And some more questions loaded up in the queue. Regdor, which players are you looking to rise up on new teams? We had several roster swaps throughout the qualifiers, some players finding new homes. Who do you got your eyes on?
That's rough. I always think back to other players because I am self, announced a little bit newer to the scene. So maybe I miss some of the history of others, but somebody I've had a really great job, a really great time casting, watching, develop is Captain Shrimps from Ginger Turmeric. Getting to watch him play has been an absolute pleasure, and somebody I think can take over the mid lane as a whole. And really looking forward to see how they do in the tournament. Solomon UPL as well, doing some madman magic, and see if they can continue that and maybe start, challenging towards the upper end of the bracket and say like the top 5.
Yeah, for sure. Shrimp's super hype player. Regdor, let me tell you, I got my eyes on someone whose team we recently saw, Lawrence from DK Crew, is still around here in the Proving Grounds scene. He has kind of moved upstate a little bit. He's gone over to Taco Gaming, the 8th seed, and let me tell you, Regdor, I think you and me both will still have our eyes on that Akshan potential in the top lane to make big plays and even bigger revives on the Rift. I think Lawrence still kind of one of the newer players, I think, overall to the scene, but a part of that magical DK Crew run. I'm excited to see how Lawrence does on the new squad.
Absolutely. I always new players, always super cool. To see who's who in the zoo as they move around. We all love tacos, even if it's not Tuesday.
Check out the Lawrence exhibit.
Yeah, the Lawrence exhibit at the zoo. I say a lot of just like dad phrases. Like, I tell everybody whenever they say hi to me, I just go, "Hi, Dad," and it doesn't matter their age. So, like, who's who in the zoo is another good one. I think we get one more question. Un momento. No, that's not the right. I'll stick with
Nice. Okay, bold prediction time, Regdor. Let's see what hot takes we can pull up. 100 Thieves, the only 5-0 squad from just this year. Who do you think will be able to recreate some of that 5-0 magic? Will they be able to do it again? Will it be someone else going the 5-0 route? What do you think?
I have it's so hard with the Swiss format to say, because, if 100 Thieves next go, I think no org, again, can beat 100 Thieves next. Realistically, I don't think that's a hot take. If it is a hot take, I will find out shortly via social media. But, like, my hot take of who do I think could go 5-0, there's going to be a hot take and a lukewarm take. Hot take, Team Fish Taco. Team Fish Taco go 5-0. Why? I love them. It's blind faith. No. But also, like, the roster is super great. Winter and Alorum, especially, as well as Toasty, all super playable. Like, they play super well within their roles. And I think that the meta, based off of how they played last OQs, actually favors them more. We saw them play this, like, early game Armageddon playstyle that says, I don't care that you want to scale. I'm pressing the go button, and you're going to get ran over, or you're going to move out of the way until I blow up your Nexus. And that is such a refreshing playstyle to see, as opposed to just playing, Zir Corki, and we'll just battle it out and see who can get more items quicker. I love it, and I hope to see more of it. So that's going to be the hot take. Team Fish Taco go 5-0. You heard it here first.
Straight hot off the press was that take. Thank you so much, Regdor. I think that 100 Thieves Next will not be able to 5-0 again. I think going 5-0 is very tough, as you discussed, with the way the Swiss format goes. Really challenging for teams to kind of be prepared for what comes next, and you lose a little bit of that prep, but it shows up. I mean, the players have to be consistent, and they have to be adaptable, and so I think it will be interesting. I think that's the beauty of the Proving Grounds Open Qualifiers, this kind of chaos that we can get. Expect the unexpected here, both on stream here on the path to LCS, or even over on Academy. We got plenty of Proving Grounds showcasing the chaos here as we help tell everyone's story. We're going to hop into a quick break. Don't click out of that browser just yet. We'll be back in just a little bit with our second match of the day. Hello, and thank you guys for sticking with us here on the Path to LCS Twitch channel. We are continuing on our coverage of this first round here in the Proving Grounds Open Qualifier Swiss stage. We're getting into the second round and our second showcase match of the day. Regdor, it is AOE Ginger Turmeric taking on Team Pending.
Pending and Turmeric. It's a fun word to say. If you say it wrong, it sounds even cooler, or if you say it right, depending on who you're talking to. Super excited. Both teams 1-0. The 1-0-1-0 matchup. It'll make or break a lot of the momentum going into the day two. My biggest thing right now is really for the side of AOE GT is the power of the lanes in this game. We were just talking about Captain Shrimps.
Exactly. That's where my head went as one of the players you were hoping to watch, Regdor. We get him right on stream for us.
Yeah, super excited. And that's a lot of the playstyle that I've seen thus far out of Ginger Turmeric has been in the laning and how dominant they can be with some of their early game playstyle that I've gotten to watch over in the UPL with the same roster. But the side of Team Pending, most of their core, I think they can call themselves, CeeLo champions.
Oh, yes, we got more of those floating around here. Yeah.
Not even old ones, current.
Yeah, they are really going to be a team to watch as well. Team Pending just previously getting off a semi-finalist finish here in the last round of the Summer Proving Grounds. Regdor, this is a team sitting at 80 points already, looking to continue on and build from their previous performance. I mean, sure, they finished semi-finalists in the last summer qualifier. They're looking to just keep on building on their success, and we're going to see just how well they still are able to play here in what is sure to be a really hype matchup between this AOE GT squad.
Yeah, can you smell it?
I think I'm smelling some ginger turmeric, Regdor, I think it's going to be really exciting. We're going to hop into draft here. Let's get going. Match 2 of the day.
I love that I just tossed that to you to see what you would do with it, and you chose that answer. That was really, really well done on your feet there. I was saying I might smell an upset. Ginger Turmeric might be able to pick up some more points here in this all-important, again, 1-0 and 1-0. If you can leave today 2-0, you just need one more, right? If that's how the math
exactly.
Maths. And it's a lot easier. 1 is smaller than 2, which means that statistically it should be easier to get. I don't know. But Wukong getting banned out, big thing to note. I think that's still a forced red side ban. If anybody on blue side can pilot it, the monkey is dangerous. Get it out of the game.
Yeah, exactly. And we see Kitsuo's Rengar popping up on the ban board as well. No surprises there. As Victor and Seraphine also taken away, we saw Regdor just in the last showcase match how strong that Seraphine pick can be. Even just in the mid lane, be flexed to support as well. So just a flexible option taken away as Rumble is banned away from AOE, and we have an interesting first pick decision here for AOE GT.
Yeah, we saw the Senna hover, and then it was changed over to Rumble. So we'll have to see if Ginger Turmeric wants to pick up that strong... Yeah, of course you're going to pick up the strong Senna. Here's the fun thing about Senna. Senna is like a free extra carry.
Yeah.
Because if you pick her, then you can just pick some crazy stuff and put it in... You got these people that call every week and like, listen, man, I've got the new broken thing in the meta. You ready? Rumble Senna. Yasuo Senna, Yone Senna, just anything you want to put with Senna. Yeah, just throw it in there, and it gets to play the game just the same as though it was a normal carry. And Senna just gets to scale up on those souls from getting that good poke down, especially into melee supports like Nautilus, Leona, etc. Just gets the free soul stacking off of them. But Zeri, another strong ADC on the patch, picked in turn, and Karthus.
Karthus, maybe raised my eyebrows. I don't know if it raised anyone else's eyebrows for that lock-in, but Keel, mostly known for helping Existence and Captain Shrimps get ahead in those solo lanes, and this Karthus pick, Rector, it's going to be quite the challenge having that sort of effect on the game with that champion.
Now, just a thought, it could be Senna Karthus.
Senna Karthus bot!
And I'm not even joking right now. This isn't even a meme. I seriously could
zero Kizap.
Yeah, no cap, as the children would say. But both strong scaling picks, their laning phases, Karthus ADC has been a thing more than once, and depending on who you ask, it's still good. But very strong scaling already coming out from Ginger Turmeric. On the opposite side, though, we're seeing it matched in the Corki Zeri, a team that can definitely poke the bejeezles out of you before you can get on objectives, but not known for early aggression.
Right, and we see Team Pending wanting to get their solo laners locked in here so they can spend this second round of bans setting up some really favorable matchups. You've got the Corki Orange Zeri scaling monster on the side of Team Pending, and they're going to take away that Tom Kench, not wanting to deal with that duo in the bot lane.
Rightfully so. Bench the Kench, leash the beast. Every meme that you can think of, let's do the opposite of it, because that is one of Senna's strongest pairings for sure. But the interesting thing thus far is that looking at just the first 3 picks alone, Team Pending looks like an amalgamation of champions that all fit a certain tone, whereas Ginger Turmeric thus far haven't solidified what this actual comp's going to look like yet. With the Yuumi being banned out, they said you don't get to have all the scaling champions in the game. You do have to pick something different here, Team Pending.
There has to be a line drawn somewhere with what Team Pending can get to scale into the game. We're going to see they have the red 4 pick to lock in before AoE finishes off their composition to maybe help out Zeri in the bot lane. They're looking at locking in the Karma, as now we get to see Team Pending waiting on their jungle pick for red 5. Want to see, is this Karthus going to be going into the jungle? Is Keel going to pick up something else? I don't know. We're going to see, but prioritizing Kitsuo for Team Pending, something that I think could really work out for them.
Okay, have the Tristana hover, which excellent solo laner, can be played mid, has early kill pressure, and is one of the few people that can follow Corki with the rocket jump onto the Valkyrie. Right. So I'm keeping the dream alive for Karthus in the bot lane. Okay, we're gonna have to see. Well, that is a Yone.
Ooh, maybe just getting Mac excited on the desk here. AOE figuring out what they want to round out this composition as the clock winds down. Regdor, our hopes are dashed away from us, and unfortunately it's not a Yone lock-in. It does mean Silas is going to pop up. What's their bot lane? Who's going jungle?
I actually think it is just Senna Tristana. So I think if I recall correctly, I saw them play a Senna lane recently, and it was actually duo Selena playing the Senna as the support, and Deep Learning playing an 8. Oh, what the? Excuse me? Zed? Shadow Assassin? That's real?
That works.
That's real.
This is a draft. Oh my goodness, Rector, we gotta buckle in and analyze what is in front of us here. Team Pending locking in the Zed jungle for Kitsuo, it looks like. Give the man an assassin. Let him go to work.
Yeah. Get this man a shield. Get this man an assassin with a serrated dirk, and let's see what he can do. Kitsuo throwing down the gauntlet, saying, metas be damned. I'm going to hop on the Zed. Still has that that bonus damage on monsters that make him almost impossible to smite fight if he combos correctly with the Shadow form. Right. So really, really great pickup here. And it is going to be the early game sort of feel from them with what is mostly scaling picks. Nobody who wants to really early skirmish outside of, Ornn, but Ornn just wants XP. Ornn's like an old man who just goes on Saturdays to the diner and just wants his special. He doesn't want any,
give me the regular. Give me the regular.
Yeah, exactly. He just give me my coffee, give me my regular. Ornn just wants to stand up in the top lane and just get XP. He just wants XP. Doesn't even care about farm. Just be close enough and get up on those levels to hand out those ornaments and really compliments then at that point as the engage or anti-engage into what is Team Pending's almost Exodia style scaling comp, at least in the forms of carries thus far.
Yeah, and looking at this Zed pick through the lens of it being red 5, we see that it kinda, looking at the AoE comp, that's a lot of squishy champions over there, Regdor, and I'm pretty sure lethality is still pretty good into champions with not a whole lot of armor. Unfortunately, Zonia is still an item, so we'll see. I think we've got a really skill-expressive late game ahead of us, potentially, with Kitsuo having the opportunity maybe on this Zed, get into the back line. You got a lot of carries that you want to deal with, and not a lot of engage from this AoE squad, but a whole lot of range on them. Senna Jace is brutal to try to run into.
Absolutely. Ginger Turmeric has what I would say is a almost mono AP threat in Karthus. Like, of course, Silas does magic damage. We're aware of this. But he exists so much more as a disruptor, as somebody who's able to get in there and stay healed up with the Kingslayer and really just run amok around the team. And especially with some of these ults that he can steal, presents a really good opportunity for the Karthus, for the Senna, and Jace to play at that range and really poke out on objectives. It's only the downside of 1210, or the downside of durability patch for assassins, is that they are not as lethal as they once were. It's really going to be on Kitsuo to find the right angles and to find the flanks in skirmishes to be able to get those executes off, while simultaneously being in a spot to smite the camp, to smite the objective. And that becomes like that 50-50 balance of where you're playing the game on hard mode. You got to use the orange button on the Qatar. I don't know if anybody else remembers that, right? Medium, 4 buttons. Guitar Hero 5 buttons. So Kitsuo choosing to play League of Legends with the 6 buttons as opposed to just the normal 4.
Yeah, and looking over at the side of Team Pending, someone who's honestly, I mean, we talked about how Topo, in the top lane, wants to play, doesn't need to play for any leads, but during these team fights, he's going to be on easy mode, trying to land the Ornn ultimate. No Braum shield, nothing really easily interrupting that. We're going to have to watch how well Team Pending can line up their cooldowns with the package, with the Call of the Forge God, and see how well they can execute some of these engages, because it's going to be on them, I think, Regdor, to start these team fights.
I agree. It's really feels like Ginger Turmeric is saying, like, hey, you have to come fight me. Just come in. Come this way, please.
Right, yeah.
Walk into my damage. I do want to focus a bit on the bot lane, because the bot lane is what I consider to be one of the most arduous parts of the draft for Team Pending, because Tristana, everybody sleeps on Tristana. I think we forgot about the Gunner of Vandal City. She has very early kill pressure in that explosive charge, plus the rocket jump resets can go in hard on level 2, as well as Senna having that backup in the fleet footwork, and a lot of people like taking Revitalize or Font of Life, all these things that equal we can actually get in on you and have this really hard 2v2 early that Zeri doesn't vibe with, right? Zeri is a 3-item do something champion. Masu wants to try to limp through the game and skirmish very limitedly, and that's what happens when you, especially when you pair them up with the Karma, is to get through that pretty safely. But double marksman lane has lockdown, has CC. This could be where we just see bot lane Armageddon kind of blow up, and if Zeri gets behind the power curve and is not keeping up in levels and XP, which what is 2 scaling carries, well, then it becomes much harder of a game for the enemy to play when, congratulations, the 6-0 Tristana not only scales in attack range, but also can just jump on you and potentially one-shot you.
Yeah, and kind of building on that point, Regdor, just like we saw last game, how these bot lane matchups look on paper can absolutely affect not only just the early game, how it shakes up, but how it impacts the junglers. We saw DK Crew play with bot lane priority so well, and I think it's going to be on AGT to do the same thing against this Zeri piloted by Masu. Are they going to be able to look for fights? Are they going to be able to keep Keel safe in his own jungle, or is Kitsu just going to shadow assassin his way in the back and not care about bot lane priority? We'll see. I think it is interesting that Duo Queen, aka Duo Selena, does, I believe the Curse of the Black Mist does potentially protect someone from getting targeted by the Death Mark. So we'll see. I think we've got a lot of small little interactions that we'll have to keep our eyes out for.
Yeah, that feels more like a prayer than a strat, right? if I'm just camouflaged well enough, maybe Kitsuo doesn't find me, but
fingers crossed, pray to CLG.
Yeah. Right, yeah, we're gonna pray to CLG, please save us. No, the matchups that we're talking about kind of like all build on each other, and I think in natural conversation that comes into Captain Shrimps and Robbie Bob, who are playing what some may consider like the classical concept of melee versus range. Porky gets to poke on Silas, but has to stay in the wave and has to stay protected, because the first time Shrimps is able to get the abduct onto Robbie Bob, that's now a trade that's going to go his direction, especially with the fact that you only have Valkyrie plus Flash. You miss position once, you're going to have to burn a lot of resources to get away, as well as later on the ability to steal those ultimates, to steal the Call of the Forge God, to take the Shadow Assassin clones and do all these different interesting things that Silas gets to do in the game. That means a whole lot if he's able to get ahead in that matchup, and that's what's going to, I think, protect Keel at his weakest points in that first to second, clears where we are low on mana, we're low on health, we're hanging on by a prayer that is Arthas's first clear. that's where Silas's early skirmishing is going to be at its best, and where I think he has to play for his life and play for health to make those extended trades work out to have the first move on the map.
Right, and as we get geared up and ready to go for the match, Regdor, it is 2 top 10 seeded teams facing off against each other, where every match matters here in the first little round of the second open qualifier here in the summer. Both of these teams sitting, looking to make their way into Proving Grounds. Well, this is going to be one of the matches that impacts exactly how that all shakes up. So without further ado, heading on to the Rift for our second match of the game of the day in just a little bit. Regdor, both of these teams looking to prove themselves and make it back to where they previously were. There's so many points in terms of how much you can get if you place really, really high. First place gets like 100 points, and that can skyrocket you from not even close to the scoreboard to looking at getting into that top 10 for Proving Grounds.
No, absolutely. Every win matters. It's the opposite of whose line is it anyway. The points are definitely not made up. There's a rule book, and they all matter.
There's the video. We had the video.
Yeah, we made a video, y'all. But yeah, as we are waiting to get into game, I think that just a random fun thing is I'm a huge Senna player, big Senna fanatic, if you will. I think that she is such a fun and balanced champion at this point in time.
So balanced.
No, absolutely. I think she has a very good playstyle that is complementary to the concept of now I get to have my cake and eat it too, right? I get to have an aggressive bot laner. I get to have Tristana. But then I also have this late game scaling threat that is like Thanos. Like, you can run from it, you can dread it, but it'll come all the same because you cannot stop her from auto attacking. You can't stop her from picking up souls. So it is almost like this late game bailout that's always available to you in case of emergency, break the glass, and there's a Senna there. That we get to watch kind of come around once a year. I think one of my favorite things is to talk about at this point is we're kind of just waiting for the game is skins. Skinergy is Winergy. I don't know that anybody on Ginger Turmeric has like a matching skin line that I can think of.
It's a little tough for look at it. Senna's got so many skins. Tristana's got some odd ones, and Silas not getting, because he's so new, not getting too much skin love. We're gonna hop into a quick break as there's an in-game pause for our second showcase match of the day here on the Path to LCS channel. Don't click out of that browser. We'll be back in just a little bit. It's Team Pending taking on AOE Ginger Turmeric. We'll be back. Hello and welcome back. Thank you guys so much for sticking around for game number 2 of the day. Here on the Path to LCS stream, we have 2 of the top teams here in the second Summer Open Qualifier facing off on the Rift in just a little bit. My name's Mac Dewey. Still with me, hanging out in the caster booth, is my grandpa, Regdor. We heard some great bedtime stories to start off the cast, and now stories are unfolding in front of us.
All the stories unfolding. Wow, I had a stroke. No, not really. Team Pinning and AOE Ginger Turmeric. We got to see the draft just a little bit ago, waiting to get in game, and it is the story of 2 scaling teams. Scaling seemingly being the name of patch 12.12, with a mixture of some early game aggression, piloted by some outstanding players thus far. I think if it was me and I was playing the game, I kind of favor the side of Ginger Turmeric for the fact of like maybe a bit easier to execute with Tristana and Senna both being auto attack based champions. Vice skill shots and repositioning, that is the name of the game for Corki, as well as the Zeri from Team Pending. So it's kind of like, I think, like ease of execution that comes into play. What's easier to do, aim and right click, or just right click?
Yeah.
So that'll be an important part where skill expression will come into the forefront as we get into that like 2-item power spike for Corki, the 3-item power spike for Zeri.
And building on that, I think it's a little bit easier for them to play around in the fog of war. I mean, you got Jace, you got Senna, a lot of heals, a lot of poke for them to potentially set up around objectives. But looking at the side of Team Pending, they've got some scaling of their own that they're looking to do in the top lane. Topo's going to be looking to hold it down and get the team to kind of the late game powerhouse they're looking for with those Ornn items. But I think on the side of Team Pending, you cannot ignore the Zed pick in the jungle for Kitsuo. I mean, how awesome is it that we get to see Kitsuo play, I think his preferred playstyle, hunted people in the backline.
Yeah, challenges came out in League of Legends. There's that one that's like farm champions, not minions, and that, you know, is what you would expect out of somebody like a Zed jungle player. I'm super excited because we don't, like you said, see that much of it. A la like Pride Stalker, who would buck the trend of what is meta, things like Kiana coming out. So really excited for the pick to see how it's able to pair up with what we talked about a little bit off the stream is contested lanes. Junglers tend to have a really good time when they have pushing lanes, when they have winning lanes, because it gives them so many more options of what they want to do. So it'll be a question of who's able to get that supremacy in the priority for the junglers as we head out onto the Rift.
Welcome everyone to the match. Let's get it started. Regdor AGT on the blue side taking on Team Pending on the red side. No aggressive starts here, really no invades coming out. It is a 5-point start as everyone is just scoping out the river, not wanting to look for too much in-depth jungle vision here early on.
No, but if you look down bot lane, something that's already exciting that's happening is both sides have warded that middle brush.
Right.
And that is like the early version of like, yeah, you could die. I could die there. Being spotted out both proactively and defensively. So really smart early game plans coming out, as we do see, able to get that ward for the side of Ginger Turmeric into the Raptor pit. So they'll be able to see that early rotation out of Zed as both junglers, well, one jungler starting leashless, the other jungler starting on the top side of the map. So they will be either going to vertical clear or just kind of swapping sides like ships in the night.
And do want to clarify, we do have deep learning as ADC in the bot lane on this Tristana. No ignite from the Turmeric squad. Duo Queen picking up the exhaust, I think, to try to limit Kitsuo's impact on the late game, while we see Masu and Chuki is wanting, as we discussed, Ragdor, to make it to the late game, survive this early game. Masu's got barrier, Chuki's with the heal.
Oh, Shrimp just barely missing out on the knock up there. But like you said, yes, they are scaling up as they do get the...
Oh, that's a snare! Oh, Chuki's trying to flash away. It is Deep Learning coming up with first blood. That's a huge play. Duo Queen setting it up. Another snare connects. It's a double kill coming through. AGT pop off in the bot lane.
And that is exactly what we talked about in the draft. That is the early game 2v2 aggression that can take place. And if you allow that to happen one or two more times, it becomes what you call an unplayable matchup, where you're not simply allowed to exist without finding yourself on gray screen again. Really great play off the level 2 there for Deep Learning and Duo Queen that will put them in a nice little early gold lead off of that reset. Look at that. Already got a Noon Quiver in their pocket.
Wow. So huge. It was the two bot laners there from AOE, Ginger Turmeric, in sync Ragdoor, as soon as the snare came out, it was a rocket jump in from deep learning, and that is going to set up the bot lane very nicely. We were talking about how AOE has a comp that, yes, it does want to scale, but with this Tristana has the potential to succeed in the early game, and it's doing just that.
Absolutely, and somebody who loves early skirmishes, it is Senna, where they get to continue to just vibe check and get those souls in lane. Once they get that first 20 will be the first big break point, then 40, 60, etc. That we're looking for as Existence top pushes Topo back and Keel here on the upside.
Keel supporting the side lanes finds Topo caught out and overextended with nowhere left to run. A low Existence is not going to be taken down. Keel picks up the kill, getting some gold on this Karthus jungle.
And we saw just the tempo difference. And when we say tempo, like, was able to take his rotation quicker, all those camps, plus the bot side scuttle, and get out on his second run through before Hitsuo was able to recall off of the first clear. So that little difference in timing of getting back out into the map quicker opens up those gank timers.
Captain Shrimp gonna try to escape. Kitsuo can't find the damage. Shrimp able to simply dash away out of that one.
And just every time you thwart the tempo or the damage output from Kitsuo, not as much as he's able to do until his camps come back up. We see him now starting his second rotation through the jungle. So a lot of farming to be had. Both trying to get to the level 6, get to that last Requiem. Pretty huge. As they're both first strike. There's 3 first strikes in this game, ladies and gentlemen. The stimulus packages have been dropped on the Rift.
Oh, Kitsuo not spotted up here in the top lane, but Existence sniffing out the incoming freeze. Right now, the lane's pretty similar, and it's actually going to slow push into Existence, so he doesn't have to overextend. He plays it safe. He understands where the wave is at, and is just going to let it push into him.
Yeah, really smart to not overforce there. It's important in the matchup of Ornn and Jace as the game progresses. Jace loses that kill pressure that we saw earlier, but neither one can kind of kill either or. It becomes like a Cold War up on the top side of the map.
Right.
So if Jace is able to gain at least a CS advantage, he is down as he is waiting for this wave to come crash to his side of the map. If he does not gain a CS advantage, if he doesn't get ahead of the power curve, it becomes harder for him to play the game. Jace is not a champion who plays well from behind. He wants to be ahead in items, ahead in gold, to be able to get those big shockwave combos off, or shock blast combos, plus the acceleration gate to really set the battle on their own terms prior to even really engaging. So look for a little bit of hopeful help on the top side to allow him to get ahead.
Yeah, and critically, Kitsuo right now only level 5, down in experience. I think without that ultimate, didn't feel comfortable looking for a dive in the top lane as this slow push is going to crash into Existence top. AOE Ginger Turmeric they're running it back with the same roster, Regdor. You casted them before. I mean, they're looking to keep on growing as a team, get that experience together. And right now, I mean, we saw the bot lane experience do wonders for them early on. Now it's going to be a focus. How can the team look to push this lead? They got the first dragon. Can they continue to control that objective?
Oh my gosh, we did this all-in threat.
Existence going to be able to flash away from that one.
Yeah, that magic damage off the brittle does a lot, as we just saw, as Existence does have to be careful of the all-in threat that is Ornn. The unknown, the secret technology of Ornn damage. Everybody forgets that it exists until you're getting that full combo done.
Right. Let's see. Shrimp with the Corki ultimate, just looking to, I think, reset this wave, shove it in. Rift Herald will be the next focus for these teams as Shrimp gets 7 of those rockets, Rector, and he is certainly laying down the pain on Robbie Bob. Yelling, how's it feel? I got some range now.
He's just waiting on the big one, right? He's going to have to burn the TP off of that trade, which is huge. Important to note, Shrimp Captain, no TP, has the Ignite in the matchup, so just added lethality for him. As we are kind of quiet right now in the game, just waiting for this Herald on the top side of the map. Keel will go ahead and start it up. No vision in the pit yet for the side of TBA. They're being taken in the darkness.
AOE shove in both solo lanes here, Ragdor, and it is going to be easy pickings with the control ward. Robbie Bob can't even go over to the objective to scout it out. Keel picks up the Rift Herald. Big objective going over to Ginger Turmeric as they're going to be looking at extending this early lead that they have.
Yeah, and if you look at just the junglers alone, in a nutshell, you can see just the experience and CS differential. Now up 2 levels in 20 CS on these clears. And that's that tempo that we were talking about, that made-up word that now becomes a real thing, where you get back on the map earlier, you get your clear done again and again, and your camps are just respawning at that higher XP level quicker than the enemy can clear theirs. And so you just get this nice snowball into the game that continues rolling. It means that you have the ability to trade on objectives quicker, that you have, you know, more money in your pocket as he is sitting on the Lost Chapter, plus the Blasting Wand, and a nice little Dark Seal, a little Infinity Gauntlet, if you will, getting stacked up there, all in the pocket of Keel here at 10 minutes into the game.
You see Masu stopping their recall early, Wave in a bit of a weird position. Right now, very even. Deep Learning going to come back. Tristana can't help but push in that wave. So Masu's going to stick around, only has the Vamp Scepter in boots. A lot of damage on Deep Learning's Tristana right now with some items completed. Meanwhile, Kitsuo, a pick maybe in the river. Shrimp taking the death mark. Kitsuo just going to back off here as the shadows dance around. Look at the bot lane rotation, though. Shrimp forced to flash away, doesn't want to take the risk of a further engage. Kitsuo burning both the ultimate there and the flash, but Shrimp Captain still does have the death mark available. Going to try to take the explosive code over. Wow, barely escapes that one.
And that was a lot of resources used on Shrimp in the Great Escape. But now the Dragon is being started up. Doesn't look as though the side of Ginger Turmeric is going to contest here. Look to make another play elsewhere on the map. Jungler is at the base. Cannot smite from there.
And looking at the top side of the map, in response to that play from Kitsuo, Topo rotated down to mid. In existence, the top lane Jace gets some much needed gold, picking up 2 turret plates and finishing up the Eclipse. Meanwhile, Shrimp still with the Deathmark ultimate available. Keel looking to gank this mid lane. Robbie Bob slowed down by the gate. Kitsuo, no ultimate available, but still here, ready to make an impact. Everfrost connects. Robbie Bob flashes away. The snipe coming from Duo King and the ultimate. Robbie Bob can't help but get sent back to base.
The Dawning Shadow plus the last Requiem. You think you can dodge a skill shot? Well, that's one you just are not allowed to. Lot there. Gan's going to get the Herald down. Duo Queen, big ups to them making the rotation, but also getting more gold funneled into them on the play. So they did split the gold 3 ways off of that Herald, but you know, getting your like we said, the insurance policy that is Senna charged up in the fight. As we talk about charged up, Masu looking to make some trades.
Right. No, Regdor, I absolutely love that point. Senna is one of those supports that you actually don't mind giving them a little extra gold because Duo Queen will absolutely appreciate the additional income coming their way as AOE Ginger Turmeric sitting 4 kills to 0. Did lose that second dragon of the game, but getting a huge gold lead at we're at the close to the 13.5-minute mark right now. Almost 4,000 gold lead. That's huge early on, Rector.
It is absolutely huge, and I think we get to take a look at the gold value. A lot of that is coming directly out of the jungle. It's coming directly out of Keel and the storm of or farm storm that they are brewing up. Now level 10, staying on track with these solo laners, and still a level up on Kitsuo at this point. Has the Luden's Tempest, long season, complete, sitting on that mythic item. Almost all of the team actually sitting on their mythic item, just waiting on Senna, who is opting for what may be the Kraken Slayer variation of her build. She is one of those champions that just kind of builds whatever they like. If you put 6 items on Senna,
you don't complain. You don't complain, right? You just fire away. Meanwhile, Kitsuo on this Zed pick does have the Prowler's Claw complete, but not a lot of aggressive lanes to kind of look at punishing, but he's found Keel. Shurikens, not a lot of them connect. The Deathmark not dealing a whole lot of damage, and Kitsuo burns a critical cooldown and doesn't gain a whole lot out of it. Duo Queen there to heal Keel back up, and Kitsuo now in an awkward position.
Keel played a little bit of DDR there, the Dance Dance Revolution with the fancy feet to avoid most of that damage out of the Deathmark combo.
Let's see if Shrimp can make some big plays on this Silas. Duo Queen barely survives. The Everfrost was huge there. Meanwhile, Deep Learning doing big work in the bot lane takes down that first turret of the game.
This is the power of the side lane Tristana. One of the reasons she used to be a premier mid laner was for the fact that if you leave her alone in a lane with that explosive charge, she is going to take your tower and then some. Now Existence Top able to get a nice push out into this tower with Shrimp out there just kind of hovering. Horn knows that he is not allowed to be there. So that's another tower to the side of Ginger Turmeric, who is just extending out this gold lead. Now 5k.
Meanwhile, Kitsuo uses the flash and the Deathmark. Shurikens miss. Shield coming in. Kitsuo forced to back away. Now let's see. Masu in a bit of an awkward position. 1v2. Requiem coming out. Keep your eyes on Chukis as Chukis is taken down. Keel with the kill.
A really great job on that trade there to make sure they got low enough for the last Requiem.
All the Forge God coming in does connect. Deep Learning shut down. Duo Queen picks up the kill on Topo, but Masu with Robbie Bob find 2 kills in the mid lane. Looking top lane, Regdor, Existence doing work. Meanwhile, oh my goodness.
Oh no. Existence is doing exactly what Jace wants to do, and that is just control the side lane. Topo had to go down and defend the play, helping to make that a 2v2 in the long trade, but they lose another tower on the top side for it. And now they lose the Drake off that pick that Shrimp was able to get. And again, the solo laners of Ginger Turmeric, like, take no prisoners.
Objective bounties have spawned on the Rift to try to help Team Pending back in this game, but it has been some... It feels like AOE Ginger Turmeric are stretching the map to its absolute limits. Team Pending tried to make a play on the bottom side of the map. You got Existence getting turret plates. Kitsuo tries to go top side. Well, you've got playmakers on the bottom side coming up big as well. Keel on this Karthus has been fantastic. 3-0-0, farming like a madman. But here we have Deep Learning caught out, gonna try to rocket jump away. Package coming in. Robbie Bob finds 1 kill, finds 2! And Team Pending are down, but not out.
Team Pending with more than signs of life, signs of aggression there, picking up the double kill on the Corgi, and they get the Rift Herald in tow. Those objective bounties that we spoke about are going to come on to their side, picking that up for the Herald, and now getting even more gold, hopefully off the incoming play, getting this Herald down, and hopefully a 1 to 2 tower push, able to take down maybe this tier 1 on the top side, get a charge into the second, but Shrimps is on the way, on vision though.
With the sweeper, gonna scope it out. Chukis just backs away. And Shrimp doing pretty well in the lane, but looking at Robbie Bob right now on this Corki, 3-1-1, Muramana online, Luden's Tempest soon to be completed. Regdor, dare I say, we got a power spike coming up for Robbie Bob.
Yeah, no, I would dare to say the same. Did have to pick up the Hex Drinker to help get through the early phase, so it offsets it a little bit. But even being offset, you can see the amount of damage he's putting out.
Duo Queen quickly taken out, and again, it's the bot lane for AOE Ginger Turmeric that get caught out.
And if we take a look at the minimap, you can see the difference in the vision line set up. Just a few minor wards on the bottom half of the map for the side of AOE Ginger Turmeric. But on the top side, it is just red, red, red. Helps setting up that play, ensuring that there was nowhere for them to go in the long run. All the Forge God did a lot.
Meanwhile, another outer turret falls existence. A lot of gold on this Jace. Also approaching a Muramana completion. Heal on 2 items with this Karthus. 2 items on both ADCs as the next dragon spawning in about 2 minutes. Both of these teams looking to build on the success that they had in the first summer qualifier. Here it's the second half. The points still matter just as much. And with both of these squads sitting comfortably close to the top, it could just be the moment to avoid a slip-up, really, if they want to keep on building what they have.
And that's the name of the game if I am TBA, is looking for the picks like they were able to find in the mid lane, using Kitsuo's assassin and mobility on the Zed to find the wrong person out. Maybe a top laner or a mid laner like Existence or Shrimp, maybe pushing inside lane a little too hard and automatically turn it into a 4v5 around these Drakes. It is 2-1 right now, with the next one up in just a minute 20. So Soul is a good ways off, at least 30 minutes, if the next 2 go to the side of Ginger Turmeric.
Yeah, and you brought up earlier Shrimp wanting to be aggressive with his Ignite. Right now on the top side of the map, no teleport to really kind of work with. Not a lot going on in that top lane, as both the outer and inner turret have fallen existence, took care of those. Shrimp not rotating as we see Kitsuo looking for a gank in a solo laner. Existence low. Oh, the Requiem forced out. Big cooldown, but Kitsuo below half HP. Existence as well. Looking for the accelerated shock blast. Can't quite find it. Heal gonna try to slow down the retreating team pending its Topo coming in with the teleport to protect the team. Meanwhile, Stolen Call the Forge God. Chukis take it down in the mid lane. AOE Ginger Turmeric get a critical pick before this dragon, but Existence is taken down in response in the bot lane. Team Pending fighting back, drop down the Rift Herald. Shrimp and Duo Queen gonna try to answer back with this fight. Kitsuo, no ultimate. Big Dawning Shadow coming out. Robbie Bob so low, taken down. Keel finds the kill. Shrimp still healthy. Maosu gonna try to kite back, but the chains connect. Shrimp has found his prisoners as he gets a double kill. And AOE pop off, getting 3 kills.
Yeah, the pick in the mid lane for Ginger Turmeric actually helped set it up in the long play. You saw as they were taking down Masu, Chukis, they were already rotating towards the bottom side to cut off TBA on the back side of that play, able to turn up big, picking up Soul Point for their team.
And we saw it in the previous match, Rector, just how much work that Mountain Soul can do. Even in a close match, it can be exactly what AOE needs to pull ahead and really take control of this match, as they're looking to take a match off of Team Pending, who previously finished top 3-4. This would be a huge victory for the AOE squad.
Yeah, some might even call it an upset. I think they're both very close teams, but again, it was TBA who made a deep run in the last OQs and now has to almost put up or shut up at this point. They are down still. What is that? I can't do math on air. 6k gold at the moment. 3 Drakes to the side of Ginger Turmeric. They have a lot in their pocket. They just have to continue to make these smart rotations when out in the long trades, as Kitsuo is on the top of the map, has the Edge of Night now, has that spell shield, help mitigate.
Heal level 15 on the Karthus, might get caught out here. Kitsuo finds his prey, the death mark! Wanted the kill there. Deep Learning in response takes down Kitsuo. Requiem used out of the passive. Tapo interrupting the Q there from Jace, barely survives. Existence looking for a snipe, but can't quite get it.
This is the power that is the Karthus. You can only kill him once, but he can technically kill you all twice with that passive. Just a little ambitious from the side of Ginger Turmeric. EBA still letting them know we are on the map and we will not let you just take whatever you want. But some good vision setup on the backside of the play. You can see on the top side, setting up for the eventual Baron once Heal is back on the Rift.
And if you're wondering just how good these AP carries on the side of AOE are feeling, they've got those Dark Seals online, and boy, are they stacked. 10 on Shrimp. Heal previously on 10, got reduced down a little bit, but still sitting on 6. Team Pending have a bit of a mountain to try and climb up. It's really harder for them to go into these objectives with a shorter range composition. With how much poke AOE have, they're going to make Team Pending work hard to try to contest objectives like this one.
And they have started up the Baron. No vision on the pit. Ultra Laser will spot that out. See if there will be made a play. There will not. They just get the Baron and get to walk away. 5 members strong, wearing the purple gown.
And again, I think it really comes down to sort of this range advantage. I mean, Masu, Robbie Bob, no real positioning for them to try to access. It's tough for them to face check. I wonder if they needed Tapo there to help them out. Look at this potential pick. Shrimp with the Call of the Forge God from the Fog of War, trying to catch out Masu. The additional move speed. Masu's got the blue suede shoes on as he skates on the terrain out of there.
Not too much lost on the play. They do get to decide how they're going to try and really set up what is a great siege from the sides of Ginger Turmeric. All of the range that we've talked about, Tristana, now level 14, does scale attack range on her passive. So all the solo lane experience she's been getting on these rotations is helping out. Actually, a level up on the opposing ADC, which is a pretty big deal in the grand scheme of things, as Kitsuo has to dash and juke and jive into the tower range.
Right, with the Baron power play right now, AoE posted up in the mid lane, but they've got some serious turret taking potential to start knocking down on the base. In Regdor, they don't even need these turrets to... that's not their win con. They've got Mountain Soul coming up in about 50 seconds, and they are in complete control of this map.
Yeah, it's really like all turning up roses for Ginger Turmeric right now. Because they do, not only do they have the Baron, not only do they have the gold advantage, they also have this soul sitting in their back pocket. And this has to be the do or die moment for the side of TBA. 3 items complete now on Masu. Zeri is quote unquote online and ready to rock and roll in these extended trades. But the question is going to be is if they can find the right engagement to make that play.
Robbie Bob with the package ready. Needs to make a big play here for Team Pending if they're going to try to come back in this game. The Dragon spawning Heal there to zone off anyone. Gets vision with the gate. Whole lot of damage out of existence in the top lane. And here again, we can see how tricky it is to even approach. Oh my gosh, Chuki's so low. The ultimate flash juke. Chuki's survives, but Dragon has spawned and Team Pending can't even approach the objective.
We just see how much damage the Requiem does.
Kitsuo forced to use the ultimate to try to survive. They're holding on for dear life. Kitsuo, the first to fall. Now it's jump in time. Jump around. Jump around. Deep Learning looking to go deeper in the base. Can't find any more. It's 2 down for Team Pending as AoE Ginger Turmeric. No Baron buff, but the Mountain Soul acquired.
And that Mountain Soul is going to do so much work into what is a lot of the poke from the side of TBA. Technically a small buff for Zeri. Zeri loves stealing those shields with her passive, but they have yet to be able to find that fight for Masu to be able to pop off on.
Yeah, we see the mid lane inhibitor falls. AOE Ginger Turmeric taking this recall with a 10k gold lead. And we might just see straight additional items completed. Stopwatch picked up for Deep Learning on the Tristana. Really important, actually, for playing into Kitsuo. Stopwatch picked up for Shrimp as well. Kitsuo's life is looking very difficult right now on the Zed.
Yeah, this is a uphill climb, to say the least, for the side of TBA here in the second game of the day. Both teams 1-0, but only one gets to leave 2-0, with no objectives really on the map yet. Just a little under 2 minutes till Baron. It's all in the hands of Ginger Turmeric, how they're going to choose to play the map right now. Just letting these waves push in. That's gold is being kind of funneled into the side of TBA right now. Since there is no outer turrets left, they really can't commit to a play until they get these waves synced up.
And look at just how this jungle matchup has impacted the game. Keel, level 17 versus 14 on Kitsuo, over 100 CS lead, and there we saw it before the Mountain Soul. The Requiem ultimate, Team Pending were like, we can't fight into this, but we gotta fight in the bot lane. Maybe they have a pick onto Existence and Shrimp. Requiem coming out to try to help out the solo laners, but it's not enough. Masu picks up a kill. Flash forward over onto the top side of the map. It is Deep Learning knocking on the base with that explosive charge, doing big damage on the turrets as another inhibitor is exposed.
And this is the definition of what tempo ends up being when you're ahead. They have to cover the bot side with 3 to 4 members to be able to push off Ginger Turmeric, and then they just went out on the top side of the map. They can continue to do this on repeat. You know, do they lose their top laner? Yes. Is that a trade up for the side of TPA? No, it's not, because now they have the exposed inhibitor on top. They don't have the inhibitor mid, and just a little bit of time until the Baron is on the map.
10 seconds and complete darkness for Team Pending. Topo with teleport on the bottom side of the map, just trying to control the waves of the last remaining turret. Topo going to take an early teleport as Robbie Bob, no package on the core key. Baron Nashor already below HP. Boom, you miss it. It's gone! Keel secures the objective. Kitsuo taken down. And this is all AOE Ginger Turmeric. They are dominating this match as they get Baron.
Yeah, they have the Baron power play. One inhibitor down, one exposed. You have to think that this right here will be the fight of their life.
Oh, Deep Learning maybe too far ahead. Both stopwatches used. They're trying to buy time for the Senna ultimate. Not going to be enough. Shut down. Robbie Bob has the pick, but look at the damage. Robbie Bob survives. The Keel ultimate, not enough. Requiem doesn't take anyone down, but Topo is the next to fall. Shrimp's on a rampage, trying to extend the fight. They still got the center range. They've got their backup ADC Rektor ready and waiting to push in the base. Keel leads the charge with the minions running in. And here we go. It's a 4-on-4. Kitsuo is back up.
And another inhibitor down off that play, and a trade for 1-for-1. So continuing to trade up in terms of the map for Ginger Turmeric, who are not overcommitting. They're saying, hey, we're going to take this slow and steady, regardless of the gold differential, regardless that we have the Dragon Soul in our pocket. We want to make sure that we're not overcommitting, because it just takes one bad fight from Masu to be able to pick up a number of kills, to be able to just flip this gold lead on its head.
Yeah, and we've seen how scrappy Team Pending can be in AOE Ginger Turmeric. I mean, this is no surprise at all that they're going to be playing this game slow and methodical until they know they've got the Nexus in their sights. It's been a beautiful game of just setting up from small little leads. It was It feels like yesterday that bot lane kill went over. Two of them to Deep Learning, and from there, it's been AOE securing objectives very, very well. And they've got 3 Mountain Drakes stacked up, so much armor and MR on them, makes it really tricky for Team Pending to try to come out ahead in these fights. But the package is online. Shrimp may be caught out. Robbie looking for the potential engage, but Shrimp, Ragdoor, he just backs off, and look at Existence in the bot lane.
Oh yeah, and we have what is just another split map situation where they're continuing just to press down, but it is the Elder Drake that is up.
Robbie Bob looking for the engage with the package. Masu's there trying to take down Duo Queen. Existence, meanwhile, split pushing for the potential win. Deep Learning is there to find 1, find 2. Oh, here's the Requiem, big damage. Resurrect coming out. Deathmark claims 1, but here is Existence in the base. Don't worry about the fight. The game is handled as AOE Ginger Turmeric Winions, baby, get the last hit as they take down Team Pending.
Existence took it into his own hands. It's like, so that was like in team comms, I can only imagine Existence saying just fight them. Do not let them back.
Run at them!
End the game.
Run into your deaths, gentlemen! I've got it! Don't worry! And, oh my goodness, we just see AoE. I think even, honestly, Rector, they were winning that fight, it looked like. Or maybe a little bit?
That's an argument to be made, but Ginger Turmeric take the game, and that's all that matters. And what I would say is a step up from the side of AOE Ginger Turmeric. They are a highly rated team, but so was Team Pending. Made a very deep run, only losing to Cincinnati Fear in the end. But they just lost today. And Ginger Turmeric has the momentum. They leave today 2-0. And like I said in my crazy math explanation earlier, it's a lot easier to win 1 game in day 2 than it is to have to win 3 or 2.
Exactly.
If I can do math.
Yeah. And to that point, I think the seeding can also play a big factor of who you're getting matched up against. You know, you kind of you slip up a little bit through the OQ and you still make your way to the group stage. It could prove a more difficult challenge in the group stage based on how well you do during this Swiss round. So big win for AOE, 2-0 on the day, sitting at the top of the standings. But as Regdor, as we know in the open qualifier, it only gets harder as you move on and win more games. Isn't that right?
Well, only one team gets to go home 5-0. Everybody else goes home semi-happy, depending on the day. But the momentum from today is real. We'll get to see more of the finalized standings later on in time and see where we end out on the day. But super excited. A lot of great League of Legends played today. Only more to come tomorrow. And looking back on this previous match, Regdor, I really do feel like what a team effort it was from AoE Ginger Turmeric. The macro calls that were being made as they slowly but surely finagled their way. It was a turret here while they were trading kills. It was like they were playing chess while Team Pending just looking for picks on the Zed, playing checkers. With the objectives, with the Elder Dragon going their way. AoE Ginger Turmeric on the back of Heels Karthus having an absolutely massive impact on this game. They get the win here against Team Pending. Absolutely. Wonderful macro play from the side of Ginger Turmeric. It was controlled aggression in the scrappiness of the bot lane and all the solo lane matchups, and they were able to win out in the end state.
And let's take a look as we wrap up tonight's stream at our lovely sponsors who really help us make all of the Proving Grounds happen. Thank you, Atlantic, HyperX, and Zoe. We really appreciate your support as we keep on learning about these players and these teams. Some familiar faces, some new faces, making their mark, improving themselves here in the Proving Grounds. I've been Mac Dewey. In the booth with me, Regdor. It's been an absolute pleasure. through our day 1 matches. Catch us here tomorrow, same time, more League of Legends. Seems like a win-win to me, as that's going to do it for tonight's action. Thank you so much for tuning in here on the Path to LCS stream, where you can find all the League of Legends Proving Grounds action, as well as here on Academy, as we see which players are going to be the rising stars making their way towards the LCS. Thank you all, and have a good night.